everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back for another I Saw It in Art Journaling magazine this time. This is the latest edition. This is the January, February, March 2026 edition of Art Journaling magazine, volume 18, issue 1. So what we're going to work on today is like one of the very first things by Deborah South McEvoy, and I've done stuff by her before. Or her inspiration. I don't ever do the exact same thing, which is what I'll say. I'm not going to have the same things that she has, and mine's just not going to turn out exactly like hers, because that's, you know, why would you do that? Make your own thing, right? So, but we are taking inspiration from it. So I love the book page bits, like, you know, this kind of thing. And all you do is go look through your book, and you'd be amazed at, it doesn't really even matter what kind of book it is. You can find little, you know, word groupings or whatever that work for something kind of fun. So she has those, and then obviously it's very grungy, and I like how there's just little, like even this itty bitty bit of lace right here I think is very fun. I think this is a piece of packing tape, so I've got a couple pieces of packing tape. Yeah, some typewritten background. I mean, all the backgrounds are very grungy and like just bits and pieces of old stuff. I like how there's just like stitching up here. I'm not going to do any hand stitching, but you definitely could do that. And then there's like some white, it looks like numbers and things, letters, numbers. And there's like pencil marks on some of them, old tape. I like these dots, and then they're circled with like a black pen. There's bits of maybe tissue paper that's either stamped or like, you know, Tim Holtz tissue paper. That's more tissue paper that looks to have writing on it, script on it. There's the little doodles in the white. So yeah, there's just all kinds of things. And then of course I love pictures of people, especially the old pictures. So, but you could use other things. If you're not into like images of people, you could use birds or flowers or whatever the thing is that you like to create your journals with. And I like, there's just pieces of maybe cheesecloth, old rusty pins. So yeah, just fun stuff. So we're going to do some journaling cards. I think those are pages for a journal, like the actual pages themselves, but I'm just going to make some journaling cards. That way I can use them wherever I decide to use them. So I just have blue book pages here. So, and then I have a whole bunch of, I have the little book tear out or cut out bits there. I have pictures, a bunch of pictures. A lot of these are from my People of the Past digital. A few are just some I found on Pinterest. But yeah, there's just all kinds of pictures there. And then, like I said, old papers and scraps, and I've got some fabric bits. So yeah, just all kinds of goodies to play with. To make some of these, because they looked to be fun, so wanted to try it. I'm going to keep that edge. This is actually a smaller book page, so I'm going to just keep it the size that it is. And get a little ink on it. I need to say hugs and blessings to Katrina, Annette, Marietta, Pat, and Maria. Thank you guys so much for watching my YouTube channel. Thank you for your kind comments. I really do appreciate all of you so much. I do. Take a piece of this old newspaper. So I'm a little perturbed today because my daughter got scammed out of a bunch of money. So just watch out for anyone, and I do mean anyone, even your church leader, telling you to go buy credit cards, or not credit cards, gift cards. I don't care if it's your grandkid. I don't care who the text, phone call, whatever comes from. Do not do that. she got a text, well, from who she thought was her boss, her new boss, because she's new to this job, saying if she could go pick up some apple cards. And so she's like, yeah, I guess so. So he gave her what she thought was his credit card. So she went to go pick them up. And then, of course, they're not going to let her use that because it's not her name on the, because it's just the text of the credit card. And it was her boss's name. And told her to go pick up the apple cards. She went to the Apple store and found out after she had already bought some at another place, because you can only buy so many per place kind of thing. And went to the Apple store and they said they're not selling like large amounts of them because there's this scam going around, which none of us had any clue about. And, you know, she's 23 years old. I wouldn't have thought of this one either because she got the text from her boss. So anyways, just be aware that no matter who sends that to you, double, triple, quadruple check, or just say, hey, why don't you go pick up your own gift cards. So yeah, that I'm a little, not a little, I'm a lot angry. But somehow, yeah, they knew her name. They knew her boss's name. So anyways, keep your head on a swivel at all times, I'm telling you. Can't trust anything anymore. But I'm telling you guys, not because, you know, I need to tell you, but I just want you to know that that kind of thing is going on. So seriously, no matter who asks you to go do that or whatever, don't do it. Just nicely say, get your own. You go pick up your own. So she's out a whole lot of money that she really doesn't have. So on that depressing note, that's how my day has gone so far. Hopefully yours has gone much better. Oh, I do like this one of these guys. It's not the greatest picture in the world, but it's hilarious because I'm poking their heads through one of those. It's like a board with owls painted on it, and it says 2 wise old birds. And then, you know, they get their picture taken. So I want to use that one because I have a funny one that says, it's very hard for a fool not to be a fool. I just think it just goes so fabulously with this. So that's what I'm going to use on this, with this picture, I should say. I'm trying to decide, maybe I want to rip it a little bit more. I don't think I want to cover that one, say, with tape or anything, because you know, it's hard enough to see that image very well anyway, but it's very hard for a fool not to be a fool. Oh my goodness, I can't pick these up because they're so little. Okay, and then I need, I don't know what, something. I need something or other. Maybe some of this. Work. With all its strings and things. I think I'll snip those two. I don't really want them right in his face. But I like that up there. Oh my goodness. I cannot pick up anything today. I have a 3. I don't know if it goes that way or this way. I guess it doesn't matter. They're the same size, both ends. So yeah, these are not super difficult, I would say. You can kind of just put them together however you like them and go from there. Gonna glue that down. I might run a stitch through it. I don't know because it's kind of right in the middle of the card, but I think this will work fine. Yeah, I've even heard of those scams, and I've heard of those before, but it was just because it came from her boss and stuff. I just didn't think it was. But I mean, it didn't have anything to do with her boss. To make that clear, it had nothing to do with her boss. It's just they had his name and everything. So, but anyway, I've heard that they'll like do AI of family members' voices that they get from, say, Instagram or wherever, because they can just take a snippet of like somebody talking and then they put it into artificial intelligence and they can get it to say whatever. So then it's like your grandchild will call you saying, help grandma, or whatever, I need money, or I need you to go buy these gift cards and send them to this place, or, you know, something. And it's all scam stuff. So anyways, and then you could take like, you could use a pencil, which would be kind of cool. Do I have a pencil? Somewhere I know I have a pencil. Like this will work, charcoal. And you can just make, like, some of them had some marks on them. Like somebody maybe had drawn or made a mark. You don't have to hold it tight, just, you know, you're just making weird marks. I mean, obviously you can write something actual. Or you could use like a black pen. I did like the way she had hers outlined with the red. I don't have a small red is my problem. So I'm just going to go around mine with my black ink fountain pen here. I don't have a little, of all the things I have, I don't have a little red pen. I have, you know, like a Sharpie, but it's too big to do that with. All right, so there's one, and I'll back all these, but I don't need to do that with you. I can do another one. Oh, I do want to put a little bit of this on because I do like doing this now. This is my new, it's not a new idea, but for some reason I've just really glommed onto it lately. I just like how it leaves the little teeny bits. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. Set that over there. This one has, it looks like I tried to stitch something, but it didn't really stick or, you know, work. At some point, who knows what I was doing? Hard to say. kinds of random things I have to use. This is the inside, the security part of the envelope. Security envelope, that is. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a much better day than we're all having. God. I don't understand. And this is from like some kind of receipt book, you know, the, what do you call that stuff? Oh, that works really well. Let me use that. I can't think today, guys. Sorry. My brain is going 5,000 miles an hour. To make a copy, you know what I'm talking about. I just can't think of what it's called. The old school way of making a copy, anyway. What else do we want? Book page. I don't know if I want this or not. I don't think so. This is funny. Ginger and Wally. From something. What else? Oh, this is funny too. This one I got on Pinterest too. She's gonna wallop him with that stick. I don't know what he did. Must have been bad. Must have been bad. I think hers were a lot darker than mine, but you know, you just gotta kind of, it's just what stuff you have to use, you know, on how dark it's gonna be. I'm gonna tilt it a little bit. Do I want to tear it more now? I don't think so, because it'll tear off part of her dress. I'm picking up black ink from somewhere, or black something. It's on my glue. I like this one. It says, how the deuce am I to do it? So, or she's asking, how am I gonna wallop you or whatever, but it's funny regardless. I'm gonna take this piece down here. I like how it says PS. Just so it has something plain to sit on, so it might be able to show up a little bit better. Maybe I'll put it down here. Yeah, I like that. Randomness. I love randomness. I don't know why, but I do. Almost lost the PS because I put it on a sticky part of the magazine page over there. Sorry, heavy sneeze. He about takes the roof off the house sometimes with his sneezes. Might have to take this off. I like it, but or I'll just move it down a little bit. Just a little fold over of the paper there. This one we could use some Stabilo. Get it wet. If I can get the lid off of one of these. They are serious. No messing around with those lids. Oh, come on. This one's about done deal. I have another one in here either. It's a paint pen. Well, we'll use the black one instead. This? No. I thought I had a littler one. I guess not. So we're doing the opposite of the white. I'll go around them with the white panda fly. They're squeaky, I don't know why. Put some little leaves. And you can see I'm not perfectly coloring them in, nothing. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be all perfect. The idea is really to just do whatever and not worry about perfection. Because there's no such thing anyway. Just to be clear. And this is to the random little piece of whatever. let's do ink. Kind of messed up at the bottom there, but that's okay. All right, so there's 2. We're just cruising right along. That's one good thing. If you get a bunch of stuff out, depending on what it is, yesterday I struggled a little bit, but, you know, like all the bits together, and then try to put these together, it'll probably go a lot faster than if you're looking for stuff the whole time. So these glue pages, obviously you can see had things glued, or where things were glued, but they didn't stick for whatever reason. It's usually because there's not a ton of glue, and a lot of times it's almost dried when I fold it over, depending on what stage of creating I'm at. I feel like this ginger and lolly. Sorry, my stomach jabbering at me. It's been fed. It should have nothing to say. I was gonna do, I think I want to do just a 1 person on this. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. And I'm not doing any particular size. They're, you know, like this is 6 inches long by 4 inches wide. So you can make them whatever size works best for your piece, your journal. I do like the red around her words. I think that pop of color is good. I just don't have a small enough pen for that. I mean, I'm sure I do somewhere, but... I don't know if I'll use this one, actually. Only because it would be better with a 2-person one, and I think I want to do a 1-person one. I'm going to move it over here. Dogs are barking out there. What else do we want on there? A little piece of ledger. And what else with this? These are from Amazon. I like that, but I think I want this down here. This lady. This one I am gonna tear. Because if you'll notice on some of those when I bring it back, they're just all torn in weird ways. They're not like anything particular. I do want to try that tape, the packing tape thing. I think that's kind of cool. Try it on this one. I don't know how it will work, but you don't want it all straight, so I kind of try to make it a little bit jaggedy or something. And now it's got my fingerprints all over it. I forgot about that part. Ah, see? That's the bad part about it. It kind of looks like broken glass that way when you tear it all weird. I have to bunch up it all. Yeah, you can't see it great, but you can kind of see it. Maybe if I ink it a little bit. Yeah, that helps a little because then you can see sort of around where it is. I just needed to make it a little more wrinkly, I think. Her heart became anxious. I don't know why. They're just, I don't know, they're kind of funny just to have random things with it. Oh, I do know where I have a red pen. I think I can grab some, or grab one. I mean, I know I got a red Sharpie, but it's way too fat. These. I just forget I have these Arteza fine liners. Probably won't show up on this black very well, will it? Nope, not at all. So we're going to go right on the right on it. And then we could use just a little piece of lace, just a little random piece for no reason other than I like that look. Okay. So ink around that. And these will all get stitched around and eventually a piece of like lace or something for a, you know, tab, top or bottom. It just depends. Or not top or bottom. Top or side, depending on what kind of pocket it ends up in. You could definitely, though, I could see how you could make, if you wanted to, a little, like a hinge journal with these would be cute too. So that's an option. Do one more. I did not tear that straight at all. Yeah, glue pages are fantastic for making stuff, I have to say. What do I do with this one? These on here. Oh, that's a good one. Almost pitched it. Oopsie. Yikes. What picture am I going to use on this one? Oh, I like a couple of these. Maybe I'll use this one. Let me see. I'm going to hold off on that. I got this off of Pinterest too. I don't know. It's crazy pictures. If you put in funny vintage Victorian photos in Pinterest, you can find some. I don't know if they're AI generated or what they are, but I mean, some of them I know are real, but I think this one is real, but it's very crazy looking. But you can get some really fun pictures on there. Boomerang. I don't like that. I don't like that. I do like this. It's not quite wide enough. I have more of that kind of stuff though. This piece would be kind of cool over here. These are those grungy papers we made together. If you didn't see that video, it was how I make grungy background paper, I think is what I called it. Try to remember to link it. I'll probably forget, but I'll try. Because my brain. Yeah, it's going to cover a lot of that, but I can take... I'm not even sure what she's doing. This one might be a fake one. I don't know. But I like it. her and her eye patch. Not that it would be totally crazy for someone to have an eye patch. I don't mean that. It's just I'm not sure what. She's got all kinds of like wires and I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I need a not sticky spot. I just dropped my lid. Somewhere. That wasn't smart. You got to put the first piece down first. Or the one that goes under needs to go first, is what I'm trying to say. Some days. This is the good part about making this kind of stuff because it's got a piece of masking tape, a piece of ledger, paint, all kinds of good stuff already on it. So then you can just plunk it down. And it looks interesting, right? Put her like right there, I think. I think I'll do this one. She then transferred her allegiance. Fit on that? No. Want it on a little something. Oh, I know. What would look kind of cool is this. This down. This is that cicada wing paper, or you can just use tissue paper, whatever you can find. Don't want it too wrinkly because we are going to put the phrase on there. It just breaks it up a little so you can see this easier. I might try the tape again. Try not to touch it quite as much. I wasn't even thinking. I'm just like, okay, we need to tear it. Oh, I know what I'm gonna try. My heat gun. Sorry, this is kind of loud, so I'll do it over here. Okay, I can't, without burning myself, hold it long enough in one spot, but it kind of still wrinkled it a little, so that might work. I would like a hole in it, but I don't think that's going to happen. Just want it jagged. You don't want it like totally perfect. And maybe don't put the crinkled part right on her face. Now, this is normally not something I would use because I'm not a huge fan of the shiny plasticky thing, but I think it looks kind of cool just a little bit. I have seen though, you know, like people use it to sort of laminate things, and that's another thing I'm not a huge fan of, is laminated pieces in my stuff. I mean, obviously everybody do what they like. I'm just saying. I can use the red around this one. It is still best on there. This is just such a fine pen. It's like I either have too fat or too fine one. You really are just trying to kind of draw the eye down. And the ink is not going to stick fantastic to this, but it does kind of take it down a notch. A notch. Lid. I was looking for the lid. It's down under the desk, so I'll have to wait to do that. I think that is going to be good for that one. Oh, I might do some ink. When I stitch around those, it'll hold them regardless, but I do like to have them glued together if possible. Obviously, you could use stamps. There's a million things you could do with this whole mess. On this mess of things. All right. Here's the fourth one. So we have this one. She then transferred her allegiance. Understandable. And it's very hard for a fool not to be a fool. How the deuce am I to do it? And her heart became anxious. Anyway, those are just fun. It's just a fun thing to do. And of course, you could use a lot of these more ideas that she has. But yeah, definitely fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we will chat again soon. Love ya. Bye.